Alright, so we're going to make a brioche bread. And it's pretty simple. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ingredients. A couple over here. 8 ingredients. And if you have a bread machine, you just got to put them in the bread machine. It'll mix it and cook it. Or you can just mix it and bake it in your own bread pan. But let's make some brioche bread, and then we're going to make French toast with it and a few other things, but we'll make some brioche bread with you today. Alright, so this recipe is for a 1.5 pound loaf, and you need 1/3 cup whole milk, room temperature, so prepare ahead. Now I'm using a bread machine. I have my paddle inside there. And you want to put this in the bread machine in this order, or mixer if you're using a mixer. And the next ingredient is unsalted butter. And I have it chunked up. And we need 6 tablespoons unsalted butter, chunked up. 3 large room temperature eggs. Large. 1 teaspoon kosher salt. 1.5 tablespoons granulated sugar. 1.5 tablespoons non-fat powdered milk. 2 3/4 cups plus 1 tablespoon of unbleached all-purpose flour. 2 1/4 teaspoons yeast. Now you're going to want to get this mixed up. Knead it for a good long while. 5 minutes or so if you're doing it by hand. Let the bread machine do it if you're doing it by a bread machine. Alright, let's get this in the bread machine. We'll get this going. I want to hit program, and then we want to go to sweet, which is 5. And then we want to pick the color of loaf, and we want, that's dark, light, medium. We're going to try light, and then we're going to pick the size. 1.5 pound. Then we're going to hit start. Oh, it's starting to knead. Now, this Cuisinart bread machine will make a sound when this kneading process is over, and gives you a chance to take the paddle out if you'd like, before it starts baking it. You can also move it and cook it in the oven, but we'll probably take it out, take the paddle out, reform the dough, put it back in, and hit start. So if you notice here, it will take the entire process from mixing, kneading, rising, and there's 2 to 3 rises, and baking. It's going to take a total of 3 hours and 20 minutes to make this brioche bread. There's 3 hours and 8 minutes left, and it has started its first rise. More kneading ahead because the alarm has not sounded. So it only had to rise for 5 minutes. Doesn't even look like there's much steam, so I don't think there was any heat in that rise. Just paused for 5 minutes and now it's kneading again. It does knead at different speeds. Fast, slow, stops, goes. Look how it handles the dough. Flips it around, spins it, kneads it. Does a great job. Look how pretty that dough's starting to look. Add in anything if you want to add raisins or so if you added fruit or raisins or something right now while this is going on, it'd be mixing it into the dough right now. Add-ins: an audible signal of 4 sets of 5 long beeps. Each will sound to remind you to add any additional ingredients. Walnuts, berries, fruits, whatever. If you need to, then you can open the lid, add additional ingredients. Be sure to close the lid once finished. This typically occurs during the second knead. The display will show add-in for a few minutes during the knead cycle in case you missed the initial beeps. So I was completely wrong. After the add-in is the second rise. And then it'll start baking, I guess. Might even need it one more time. The second rise is... it's getting pretty big. And every once in a while, that paddle turns on, knocks it back down. You can watch it. You can watch it go back up. Okay, so with 2 hours and 10 minutes left, it says paddle, paddle, paddle. It dinged. Rise 3. This is where we take our dough out, reform it, and take the paddle out. Okay, so we took the dough out. Look how yellow it is. We took the paddle out. And we're just going to form it into a ball and stick it back in the pan. Stick the pan back into the bread machine and hit the start-stop button. Nothing left to do but eat it. Oh boy, it's almost done. It smells like a bakery in here. We picked light. There's a light, medium, or dark. We picked light. So we're going to let it cool in the bread maker. If we pick dark, we probably would take it out and let it cool outside.
Well, you be doing him a favor. How do you remember me?
I can get in the house.
No, I should stay home.
No.
Okay.
Alright, so.
I love you.
Alright, I love you too. Okay? Alright. Oh.